What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Oscar's Cozy Corner. So today I thought we would talk dogs, my favorite subject. It's got to be some of your favorite subject as well. With the news that Max from The Little Mermaid will be making his way to the premium shop in a new bundle with the Peter Pan Mysteries of Skull Rock update, I thought that it could be fun to speculate whether this is going to kind of like open the floodgates for dogs to come to Disney Dreamlight Valley. I know that as companions, they have been a long requested kind of like wish list feature of many players, myself included. We do have a couple of cats, and then we have sort of more like the wild animals that we have, but I know that dogs hold a special place in everybody's hearts. So I thought that it could be fun to take a look what Max is going to bring, but then also take a look at some other dogs, some Disney dogs that we might end up seeing come to the valley if this does kind of like open that door for our four-legged friends. So as we know, Max is going to be coming as a companion bundle, which is going to be a new menu item on the sidebar of the premium shop. So we do have signature bundles, we do have dream bundles, now we're going to have companion bundles. I wonder how many bundles Gameloft are going to be able to fit into this menu. But we can see here from this screenshot that this is a little look at what we will be getting with the Max companion bundle. So we will, of course, be getting Max. Max is going to be coming, and Max is much bigger than I thought that he was going to be. I know that he's kind of like a big sheepdog, but still that pose, like holding him like that, feels absolutely huge. So I love that. I think that's an ideal way to carry a dog, especially if they love it. The little paws over the shoulder just sends me. It is absolutely adorable. But not only are we getting Max as a companion, we will be getting some furniture items as well. So we will be getting a dresser, as you can see over here. We'll be getting a 4-poster bed. We'll be getting a fireplace, a new rug, a window, and these lights over here. Now, I will be honest, I'm not a lover of nautical furniture. I do think that we already had a fair bit from Eric and his blueprints, but I will say there's some items here that I do like. I really do like the fireplace. It doesn't feel all that nautical, and I really love the window, even though it's like a porthole. And then these gilded sort of golden lights that we will be getting, that they've used both sides, are pretty nice as well. So furniture-wise, I could kind of take it or leave it, but, you know, I guess they wanted to flesh out the bundle a bit and make it worth it rather than just selling Max on his own, which I'm happy with. I'll take any furniture that I can get. Not only will we be getting kind of like Max, the custom photo pose, and the furniture, we will be getting a new almost gameplay feature, I suppose, if you want to call it that. So they have integrated a feature into Max, which means he will be able to dig some of the holes that you see around the valley and bring out resources for us to collect while he is our companion. Now, I do have some thoughts on that. I don't know how to phrase it. I guess I do love the idea of having a companion that does extra stuff. We are seeing an update with that as well, with kind of like the rabbits that we saw. But I do think like this is kind of like a feature almost. So paying for a feature feels strange to me rather than paying for cosmetics, if that makes sense. So, you know, I know it's bonus, I know it's optional, but I'm kind of like, I hope it doesn't set a precedent that we pay for additional features rather than paying for like cosmetics. Having said that, I've also asked for photo poses in the premium shop, so I'm not averse to it. I just, yeah, I'm now sounding like a hypocrite, so I need to do some self-reflection on that, I think. But because of that feature, it is a more expensive bundle, so we are going to be looking around 4,500 moonstones for this bundle, which is quite expensive. However, when you think about it, actually, if we are getting a new photo pose, we're getting a companion, we're getting furniture, and we're getting a new feature almost, then it definitely seems worth it, especially because some of the other companions can be more expensive. I mean, the tool sets are like 3,750, so I think there's a lot in this bundle to earn its price. But then there's also additional items that they did not show in kind of like the initial screenshot. So we do get Max's houseboat, which is a little companion house for Max. There's another type of bed. So there could be even more items in this bundle that we just haven't seen yet. So I'm down with it. I like it. I love the addition. But the main focus of this video is the fact that we are getting a dog. That is what I love the most. I love dogs. You know I love dogs. I know that you love dogs. If you don't love dogs, I'm a little bit sus. But what I'm really hoping for is that they've actually managed to work out a sort of like character model that they're happy with. So in terms of the actual like engineering of the character or the companion, that they're kind of like happy with this and they're like, okay, we've got the dog down now. So now they're able to just reskin like the dog base sort of like companion into different dogs from the Disney franchise. That is my hope. So let's take a look at some of the dogs that could come to the valley and whether Max will open the floodgates and allow us to have some of our favorites finally be our companions while we sort of run around. Now, I mean, I could not start this list without talking about Pluto. Pluto is probably one of the most highly requested companions. Some people want Pluto as a character, some people want him as a companion. I do think that if he comes, it will be as a companion because he is Mickey's dog. He does not speak. And kind of like the pattern that Gameloft follow is that if a character doesn't really speak, they tend to not come as a villager. Apart from Wally and Eve are kind of exceptions, but on the whole, I don't think that we will see Pluto as a villager because he doesn't speak. So I could see Pluto as our own companion, which I would absolutely adore. He is the original Disney dog. He's Mickey's dog. He is probably the most popular dog from Disney, full stop. And it is quite surprising that he's not in yet. It's interesting that they kind of like chose Max. I get it because they're going with Ariel for the mermaid-esque theme that they're going with this, but I don't know. I would have expected or hoped to see some respect put on Pluto's name. And we could have had him be the first dog in Dreamlight Valley, but you know, that's okay. If we've got the model and they're able to kind of like reskin it to give us Pluto, I'll be happy. It also does make me wonder if all of the dogs will have the same sort of like feature. Does that mean they'll all be bundles? Does that mean they'll all be more expensive in the premium shop? I do hope that they do keep that going. Maybe that it's not just a one-off for Max, because dogs do love to dig usually. And I think it's like a lovely little nod to like a dog's natural behavior, and it's something that helps us out as well. So it would be more inclining for, if that's a word, for people to purchase that if it does come with that feature. See my point earlier about self-reflection. The second dog that I kind of want to give a little nod to, who I thought might have been coming with this update, would have been Nana. So we did get Max instead of Nana, but Nana is from Peter Pan. Nana is a Saint Bernard in that film. I love those dogs. They're really big. She'd probably be about the same size as Max, so they could have kind of like done it either way, and maybe we'll see Nana come maybe with the next update, maybe Inside Out or soon after that. I don't know. I feel like it would be a perfect like Max and Nana sort of like combination because they'd both be similar sizes. They both kind of look similar. So I would love to see Nana come. I do think that she holds a special place for a lot of people. I know when I watched Peter Pan recently, I was like, they're not leaving Nana outside, are they? But you know, it was the 50s, so times change. I also think there's just kind of like a matriarchy element to Nana because she looks after the kids as if they're sort of like her puppies. And I don't know, there's just something about Nana that tugs on my heartstrings a little bit. I do wonder if we could also maybe see Bruno from Cinderella. So Bruno is a bloodhound from the 1950 Cinderella movie, and I also have a soft spot for bloodhounds. One of my best friends growing up had a bloodhound, and they are like the laziest dogs ever. So I could see Bruno being very docile, very relaxed, just kind of like sleeping around. It would be nice because dogs have their own personalities. So if we did get like a really energetic dog, it would be nice to like complement that with kind of like a lazier dog. I don't know if they'd be able to do that with the same character model, but wishful thinking, it would be a nice addition. And I think Bruno could be a nice little relaxing element to come to the valley. Now, here's one to think about. What if we got Lady and the Tramp kind of like in a bundle, both together at the same time? And wouldn't it be nice if they followed us around as a pair? I could see that coming true. That would be adorable. Again, similar to Pluto, Lady and the Tramp have been highly, highly requested by the player base. I don't know whether they would be villagers. I don't think they would, because as far as I remember, they don't speak. So I kind of see them more being companions. Maybe they'd come together and we could assign them separately, but I would love to be able to assign them like both together and have them both follow me around. I mean, that's double digging, which might be cheating, but I don't know. I think that could be fun. It is also worth noting though, for those two, that they are much smaller. So kind of like Tramp is a mutt, if you will. He does kind of look like some sort of terrier. And then Lady is a King Charles Cavalier, I believe. A spaniel. So they are much smaller than Max and Pluto and Nana would be. So I don't know whether they would have to adjust any of the models or anything to be able to do that. Hopefully they do, fingers crossed. I would just love to see. I just want dogs everywhere. Give me a companion house and let me assign 30 dogs to it and let them just run wild, and I will turn my valley into a dog sanctuary. Speaking about dog sanctuaries, what I do really want, and I've said this on record multiple times, is I want some Dalmatians. I want Dalmatian puppies to follow me around. I think the perfect way for Gameloft to integrate like 101 Dalmatians into the game would be to give us Dalmatian puppies as companions, and I want 3 of them, and I want them to like follow me around in a little unit. They can do their own thing. They don't have to be doing exactly the same thing, but I would just love to be able to assign like 3 of them as one companion and have that follow me around and just feel like I'm being chased by puppies. Who would not want to be chased by Dalmatian puppies? I think that would be a fantastic way to integrate 101 Dalmatians. I think that Gameloft could pull that off if they really wanted to. And, you know, maybe one day when we see Corella, if we see Corella, we could see that happen. Now, I do just want to give a quick shout out to 2 other dogs from Disney. I don't think that they would come as companions because they are speaking characters, so we could actually see them as villagers, but one is Doug from Up. We did just get the popcorn buckets with the updated Parks Fest for 2025, but I think Doug could be a really interesting character. I mean, I guess Carl would have to kind of come at the same time. Maybe we could see just an Up update where we get Carl and Doug come together. And I think they would be a really exciting duo for the Valley because Doug is very excitable. And I think that it would be the dog energy that we need. And he truly just does embody that like golden retriever puppy energy. So I'm going to give that one to Gameloft as well. Let's have Doug. Let's have Doug, please. And a very special honorable mention to a Disney film that I don't think gets referenced anywhere near enough, and that is Bolt. And that is Bolt from 2008, played by John Travolta, I believe. Now, Bolt is very high energy, very energetic. The clue is in the name, but I do think Bolt gets overlooked very often. I don't think I've seen Bolt on any of the surveys, so I don't know if Gameloft even have Bolt on their radar, but, you know, I would love to see more dogs. That's the point of this video, so I'm hoping that perhaps down the line, maybe in 5 years' time, when we're running out of characters, they think, you know what, let's pick from the archives, let's do a deep cut, and let's throw Bolt in. But then we might have to find a replacement for John Travolta if he doesn't want to do the voice acting. So that could be a whole thing. I'm staying out of it. All right, gang, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. A little look at some of the favorite Disney dogs. I'm sure that I've missed some. Please do let me know down in the comments below what Disney dog you would most like to see follow Max next into the Valley. Maybe I missed a glaringly obvious one. Maybe there's some that you do not want to see. Whatever it is, comment down below and let me know. I'm going to leave it there for today, but if you did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all those good things. I would love for you to join us. It would be a pleasure to have you along. Until next time, I will catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the Valley.